Hey guys, it's Wisteria, and welcome back to another speed build. Today I decided I was going to upload my Dragonsreach build that I did a couple of months ago, but I decided to save it because, if you didn't know, Bethesda has released a remastered edition of Skyrim today. And obviously I'm recording this audio a few days before it actually comes out, so I'm not sure if this is true, but I've heard that if you have Skyrim and all its DLC already on Steam, they'll give you the copy for free. And I certainly hope so, because I've already bought Skyrim like 4 different times. Like whenever it first came out, I bought it for the Xbox, and I bought it twice on Steam, because before I had my Steam, I bought it on my brother's, and then I bought it on my own Steam, and I bought it with the anthology, which wasn't as bad because it came with all 5 games, which is cool. But yeah, if you know me, you know I have a problem when it comes to the Elder Scrolls games. Like, it's my favorite series, Oblivion's my favorite, but Skyrim's my second favorite game. It's just, whenever I get addicted to them, I do nothing but play them. I've spent way too much time on them. Like on Skyrim, I have at least probably 1,000 hours, and this isn't a hyperbole. I mean, literally, at least 1,000 hours. Oblivion's probably double that. I really have a problem, but they're just so great. I love them so much. I went to the midnight release for Skyrim, and I was really excited. I was a freshman in high school, and that year, or that first semester in freshman year, I was in marching band. Worst decision. I can't talk today. Cool. Had too much caffeine, so sorry if I seem hyper. But yeah, I was in marching band, so I had to be at school by 6 a.m. every day, I think. But I wanted to go to the midnight release, so naturally I did. My brother took me up there, and whenever we got there, like, I was wearing like a Viking helmet, and I was just really pumped, and you could tell. And the person that gave my brother the game, because I kind of stayed behind a bit, he didn't know that my brother was there with me, and he just looks over at me like the worker does, and is like, "She's a little excited, isn't she?" And my brother's like, "Yeah, it's my sister." He was probably pretty embarrassed to be seen there with me, because I get excited, okay? Like, I love these games so much. They're just, I would like to say that they're probably what really got me into PC gaming. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been playing video games. Like, I started off, of course, with like the NES and Nintendo stuff, and then I started playing on the computer, things like Neopets, and then it moved on to like RuneScape. But then my brother one day, I think I was 10, came home and was like, "Hey, my friend showed me this really cool game and I got it." And I watched him play it, and it was Oblivion, of course, and I just fell in love. I decided I wanted to play it for myself, and things went downhill from there. And it's really what got me into PC gaming, I think. And I don't know, I just love it so much. My original Oblivion disc, I've had to buy it a couple of times too, but the original disc we have, it still works sometimes, but it's so beaten up just because it's just been used so much. I've like taken it to different people's houses. Another thing, I'd never finished what I was talking about with the midnight release of Skyrim, did I? See, I'm all over the place. Too much caffeine, I'm sorry. But anyways, that night of the midnight release, I'm so bad at doing talking things because I'm always all over the place, because I'm always like way too hyper. I'm sorry. But yeah, I ended up staying up really late that night playing Skyrim, of course. And I think I got up an hour earlier, so I probably only got an hour of sleep that night. I had to go to school. I almost stayed home from school, but that was part of the agreement that I was able to go to the midnight release, is that I had to go to school the next day. It was like, fine. But that weekend, it was my friend's birthday, and she invited me over to spend the night, and sure, I went over there, but I brought my Xbox. I don't think I talked to her, because I was too busy playing Skyrim, but she knew, because she knew I had a problem and was way too obsessed. It's just so funny. I've always been, like, really proud of my Skyrim character, because he is level, like, 90 now, I think. I've never met anybody higher level than me on Skyrim. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that are, but I've never personally met any of them, so in my town, I am the Dova Queen. All things are well. I'm just really proud of him, and I don't know, Skyrim is really special to my heart because sophomore year I ended up getting pretty sick and I was pretty depressed about it too. And I would just play Skyrim and distract myself from everything I was going through. And my main character has this huge storyline. He's a dark elf, usually a mage, but naturally he's so high leveled that he can do whatever he wants. Like, he's good at everything. But yeah, he has this like whole backstory that he's from Vardenfell, but you know, like the mountain had erupted, the Red Mountain, and there was ash everywhere, but him and his family was trying to stay there because their family had lived there so long, and the ancestors are really important to dark elves, and they were trying to rebuild and everything, and they lived on like this little farm. But my main character used to like go to Ebonheart, they lived around there, and receive like magic training, I guess, from this one dude. And one day whenever he's coming back, their house had been attacked by Argonians, so he had like fled, his family had died. This is getting tragic, I know. But along the way, he found this, like, group of Nords that was kind of coming through. And, he decided that he would just travel with them, and they taught him a bunch of different things. They taught him about Skyrim, how pretty it was there, how they wanted to return there someday, and just a bunch of different things like that. You know, they taught him how to use, like, weapons and stuff. Well, I'm going on, like, this huge ramble about my character. I just love him so much. I'm hardly even talking about the build at this point, but that's okay. But one day he got separated from them in an ash storm, so he decided he was going to try and get into Skyrim so that he could maybe find them again someday, and that's when the game starts. You know, how you get, like, I guess, yeah, arrested, you know, for crossing the border. I thought that would be a cool little backstory for him. I'm just so obsessed with him, and I built this Dragonsreach build because in The Sims I have my world that I play in whenever I'm not recording or anything, just for fun, and it's all Elder Scrolls themed. It's the world I play on the most. I play as my main character and Cicero all the time because Cicero's my favorite character, and they're married and it's cute. I love them so much. He got the grilled cheese aspiration, you know, the secret one. Cicero did anyways, because he's a little funny dude. If you haven't played the Elder Scrolls, this whole video is probably just like me talking about some crazy stuff to you. I don't know. I hope you've played Skyrim, because if not, what are you doing? It's so fun. But yeah, I have a whole world that's filled with different races from the Elder Scrolls games. Like, I even have Argonians and Khajiits. I was able to do that with custom content. And I have a bunch of builds that are from the games. Like, of course, I have Dragonsreach. I have some of the houses that you can buy from Oblivion, like the one in Anvil, Benares Manor. That one's my favorite. And then I have the city of Balmora. I kind of made it. It doesn't look exactly like it, but it's the same style. I have like a little like village of dark elves living there. It's just so cool. I'm really proud of my Sims world, and I've always been kind of tempted to do a series there. I'm not sure how well it'd do on my channel, because I feel like a lot of the times if it's not cute, like, people don't really care. I'm like, that's not really that cool of a thing. Like, I'm sure I could put a cute twist on it, and it would be The Sims, so maybe. I am going to be doing the Animal Crossing challenge soon, if it hasn't started up already, which I doubt it because I'm still kind of behind on getting it prepared. But yeah, maybe after I finish the Animal Crossing challenge, I'll do that. But anyways, onto the interior. You may notice it doesn't really look like how Dragonsreach does look on the inside, and that is because you can't have the amount of levels inside, like, or in The Sims as you can in Skyrim, because obviously they didn't really have that sort of limit when they were making the game. So I decided I'd go with my own twist on things, and I made it a museum, because The Sims I play as, it is modern day. It's like modern day Tamriel. And I thought it would be cool if this was like a museum they could go and visit, and it's like where the Jarl used to live. And I made a Jarl Balgruuf sim, the sim that lives in Dragonsreach, or the character that lives in Dragonsreach anyways, and I killed him, and I put his urn on this lot so that his ghost would appear, and I've actually not seen it yet. I don't think I show it in the video because I'm pretty sure I did it after I finished this. I actually changed this build quite a lot after I built it, because I got more custom content that went along with the Elder Scrolls. I went crazy with custom content recently. You will probably be able to tell in my more recent builds that I'm going to be uploading. Like I said, this one's a couple months old. I just wanted to wait to upload it. I really, really, really wish I would have recorded more of my Elder Scrolls builds, because so many of them turned out so good when I didn't think they were. Like, if you've played Oblivion, I'm sure you've seen the chapels that they have in each of their cities. I built a chapel like that, and it came out so beautiful. Like, I'm so proud of it. I built Lakeview Manor, that house you get with the Skyrim expansion. Hearthfire? Hearthfire? Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. I'm like, I'm bad with words. We all know this, but yeah, I built that house because that's where my Skyrim character lives. He lives there now. It's so cute. I love it so much. It's like a really simple kind of build because it's kind of simple in game, but it's cool nonetheless. I love it. I just love the Sims world so much, and I really want to share it with you guys someday. Now, I decided to do Dragonsreach just because it's such a, I don't know, what's the right word for it? An iconic building, I guess, from Skyrim, because it's like one of the first grand buildings you usually see when you play the game. You have to go there at the very beginning of the game, so I just thought it would be a good iconic build to have, but I've actually never really, like, I know a lot of people like Jarl Balgruuf. I never really cared about him that much. Like, his children were jerks. I'm a Stormcloak. I know it's weird playing as a Dark Elf and being a Stormcloak, but I am. I hate the Thalmor. I've never been too big on the Imperials. High Elves are jerks. So I was like, you know what? I know Dark Elves are jerks. Like, they're so mean in Morrowind. Even if you're a Dark Elf yourself, they're always just so rude to you just because you're not from Morrowind, and they're not as bad as the High Elves, at least. Like, I like the High Elves as an aesthetic, but personality-wise, they're usually quite rude, because I play the Elder Scrolls Online, and, you know, recently they did the whole One Tamriel patch so that you can go anywhere in Tamriel, basically, and the Somerset Isle is so beautiful, but, like, High Elves are just, they're bad people. I prefer, of course, the Dark Elves are my favorite. And then the Nords, I love the Nords because, I don't know, I've always loved, like, Northern and Eastern Europe because my ancestors are from there, so I've always been a little bit fascinated with it. And I love Vikings. A large part of that is due to Skyrim, but I love the Nords a lot. I feel like, I don't know, they're just so cool. I like them. And then I love the Wood Elves a lot, but the Wood Elves actually, and I feel like not a lot of people know this, unless you're like really into the lore of the games, like I am, because I have a problem, oh my goodness, but they're carnivorous because they have this pact with the place that they live, Fallenwood, that you can't hurt any of the plants there, and they cannot waste any part of an animal that they kill, because they're big hunters, but that also includes any, like, humans or elves that they kill. So that's why they're generally pretty peaceful, because they have to, like, oh, gross, this is getting gross. They have to eat them in a certain amount of time, and, like, I'm gonna change the subject. This is getting weird. Okay. Oh my goodness, there's something that I just thought of that's really funny. Sophomore year, I think. Yeah, it was my sophomore year of high school. My friend was in the Spanish class that you had to do a video project for, and it was you having to sell something, and she decided she was going to make a video on selling the Dragonborn, and she let me be the Dragonborn, and I was so honored, and that video is so funny. I have it somewhere. Like, I know it's either on this computer or on a flash drive I used to have, because I had to save that. Like, it was so funny. But the next year, I was in the same Spanish class, so I had to do the same project, and I decided I was going to be the Dragonborn, but be selling dragons, and I had my friend play as the dragon. I don't know, if I can find them somewhere, maybe someday I'll, like, post them to, like, Twitter or something. I don't know. They're hilarious. They're, like, in badly spoken Spanish, because we were learning Spanish at the time, but it's still funny nonetheless. I'm pretty sure on mine, at least, I put subtitles so that I could upload it to Facebook for my family to see what a weirdo I am, but I don't know, they're so funny. I'm so proud of those videos. I go back and watch them sometimes. It's just kind of funny to me that I've always been really, like, passionate about making videos ever since I was, like, 10, like, or 9 maybe even. My parents had a camera, and I used to record little videos of it, or with it, and then they bought me my own little camera. It was crappy, but it was really sweet of them to do that. That sounded ungrateful. It just wasn't that good, but I used to make videos for YouTube all the time back then. Oh, I think we're kind of coming to an end. But yeah, I used to make videos all the time in high school too, and people always wanted me to help them with their video projects, and I usually did. And now I'm a YouTuber. Look at this. I used to do YouTube when I was little, but nothing near what I do now. Anyways, I think now we should be on to the screenshots. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!